Welcome to season 4, The Myth Breakers. Today we have a lovely guest, Mr. David. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to hopefully share my knowledge and my expertise in I guess cerebral palsy and whatever information you'd like me to for your listeners to know. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate. And we'll start with the quote that you strongly believe in, that if I can do it, so can you.
Yes, I actually got the quote from years of personal experience with disability. And also my parents, they would always tell me that same quote. So eventually I adopted it and turned it into my own, and I've used it ever since, with everything I've kind of accomplished. So within being able to learn how to walk, read, write, going through school, it's always been my motto with anything.
Okay. If you could tell our listeners a little more about yourself.
Well, I'm actually I was I taught for 4 years at a middle school, and just recently I got moved up to become a youth advocate. So with my new position, I actually deal with children that are kind of at risk of, you know, ending up on the streets as far as like, getting into trouble. And my job is to kind of redirect that that change so that they know that there's much more out there than just, a life of, you know, of not just crime, but there's a life of success out there. And I'm kind of in the position to be a mentor and sort of like a life coach. And I also was a three-sport athlete. I'm a podcaster myself, and I enjoy what I do. It's a passion of mine, and I definitely am excited to be able to share it with you.
I really appreciate. And the best part was that when you had just mentioned right now that you are a speaker and there to motivate and a mentor, because seeing your condition and knowing that what you have gone through must have been really challenging and not easy at all. So, during your own journey, who do you think were your motivators?
Definitely my parents, especially my stepmom, who came at a pivotal time where I had lost my biological mom at a very young age, and she had to make the decision of whether to have a child that wasn't really her own, but that she really cared about and she wanted to give a future to, or continue her own life. She chose to give up her youth in order to take care of me so that I could have the life I have now. Because without her, I mean, both my parents in general, I wouldn't be in this position that I am today, being able to motivate others and living my life and embracing my disability. And without them, I wouldn't be doing that right now.
So, it's like all our regards and huge round of applause for your parents for raising such a wonderful child and who is a disability advocate himself and cheering up the atmosphere wherever you are going.
Yes, it's truly a privilege and somewhat an honor to meet so many different people from not just locally but across the globe, and being able to make a difference in their lives. And honestly, that's what we're you and I are kind of, in a sense, put on this world for, is to kind of make a difference in our own ways.
Absolutely. Because it's just that, as you had just said, that you and I have connected for the same cause to spread positivity and the hope part that, yes, despite of all the difficulties There's always a way out.
Exactly. You just have to always believe in yourself, and it starts with you. You know, if you're thinking negative thoughts consistently, uh then negative things will follow. But if you think positive thoughts will follow. But sometimes just you alone, you can't accomplish those goals. Sometimes if you have a trusted friend, a trusted relative, anyone that you know that you can get close to, that you believe that can help you achieve that success and that can motivate you, that's always a good thing.
I'm just curious to know that is there any particular type of questions that when anyone has this particular type of, differently abled people, especially, and they are asked particular question, can you just share, had there been any question?
Um, I get a lot of is the disability permanent? Also, is it curable? Um, of course, it is permanent, and is also there's also no cure for it, but you can manage it through exercise and the proper diet. And then
Okay.
I'm sorry, and then I also get the question of, is CP does it affect you mentally? Because when I was younger, people would confuse cerebral palsy with being intellectual or developmentally delayed. Um, with CP, it really varies because CP could affect various forms. So it could be speech, it could be physical, it could be coordination. With mine, it's the right side of my body. So I walk with a limp, and then the strongest side is my left side. I'm a spastic hemi, which means that it affects the right side of the body. And then it happened because of lack of oxygen to the brain. So really with those are the main questions that I get really asked, all the time.
Okay. Any question is disturbing?
um not really. From I mean from adults I get a lot of the can I pray for you. That's kind of, I mean, I get it from a sense of of religion and spirituality, and I respect that. But sometimes people tend to ask it to there's a point where it's like offensive in a way. They don't mean to be offensive, and
Mm-hmm.
and all, and and I'm all for it, for them being kind and friendly. But sometimes if it wasn't me that they were asking, sometimes people can get offended. So I'm okay with it. I don't let it bother me. And in the back of my head, it is an offensive question, but I personally, I don't let it bother me. I'm okay with it. I'll answer questions. I've even joined in prayer just for respect.
True. The reason why I am asking is because, in layman's language, like, you know, because people actually don't know how to respond or react when they see some differently able person like in a mall or someplace. So that was the reason I am trying to actually know, is there any question that people should be aware not to ask?
Definitely, definitely, if they can pray for you, or if there's a way that they can heal you. Those are the two questions that I think that most people should never ask, because depending on the person, it can offend them. So I would recommend to avoid those questions.
Thank you so much. That was really helpful, and the information that you had shared is really insightful. And the way you have dealt it is like amazing. It's very inspiring.
Thank you so much. I mean, you have to be positive as much as you can, because sometimes people are taken aback by that positivity when when you're, and I've learned that over the years as I've matured. And it's always important maintain that positive mindset. People are going to say things you don't like. People are going to say things that you do like. And as far as your disability goes, it's a part of you, and you know, you have to accept it. So I've learned to accept that, and I'm happy with it.
So, from your own version, that the first step is acceptance itself.
Yes, and truly, it took me a very long time. It took me until I was 25 years old to finally accept myself, and now for the past 5 years, I've been able to use it to make a difference in the world.
That's really good. What is your coping skill?
My coping skill, I like to be outdoors. You know, being able to exercise, move around. It helps you clear your mind when you're just outside, just
Mhm.
not surrounded by a computer or, you know, just the stressors around you that trigger your stress. You know, work especially.
Absolutely. And anything for the parents, like those who have, disabled kids.
Keep on fighting for your child. That's definitely the one main thing I could give them is keep fighting for your child. There'll be roadblocks ahead, you know, doctors, there could be a roadblock with education. Just keep moving forward and advocating for your child until they get old enough to advocate for themselves.
How to make the child a little stronger, because when they're young kids, if I see, so how to instill that confidence, any statement for them?
Definitely remind them that they're the way that they are because they're, you know, they're wonderful, and they are destined to do big things, and they're no less different than anyone else. You know, they're all the same. That it's just the disability makes them unique, and it makes them special, and it's a great gift to have.
Absolutely, because this is a very important question again. When the child is young, the parents go through a lot before even the child realizes that what they are going through.
And sometimes a child is stronger than the parent themselves.
True. And listening to special people like you, they'll absolutely become more stronger because they
I
have some people to look up to.
I would definitely hope so. That's for sure.
And I believe in it.
And and always remember that you know, wherever once your child grows up to be that advocate, all the work you put into it, it it'll be worth it, because you know, as I always say, the child kind of imitates the parent, you know, because that's their first line of advocacy is the
Right.
parent.
True. So what you had said, that they are unique, and to instill that uniqueness and that they're not less than anyone else is a very big takeaway.
It, it really is. And once you've learned to embrace that uniqueness and who you are, everything is just smooth sailing from there.
Absolutely. And any special message you would like to share for our listeners?
I would always tell you tell yourself, you know, the journey starts within. So it starts within the heart, it starts within the mind. Um, you are in control of your own destiny. There are people, there are resources out there that can help you. Um, Whenever you feel down in a funk, always remember, you can do this. You know, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Uh, Believe in yourself, and you'll get to where you need to go. It might take a year, it might take a month, It might take several years, but eventually you'll get there. And trust me, it'll be a very fulfilling experience.
That's really, let's say, people will benefit after listening to it. That absolutely at the end of the tunnel, there is always light. And any experience you would like to share, which is very close to your heart?
I would say, through I guess through family tragedy, through losing my mom, having to face the obstacle of learning how to read, walk, and write. Um, it wasn't easy those first couple years, but um, as the years progressed and I was alongside my stepmom and my family, I kept going. I kept moving forward, and it was nice to see those little small leaps and bounds of improvement and success every step of the way. From finishing elementary school to finishing middle school to high school to college and to now. It just shows that you might have stuff thrown your way, but there's no excuse to give up. There's a way around it. Like I always also say, improvise, adapt, and overcome. So I would take those three words to heart out on whatever you do, and it will definitely help you.
That's inspirational again. And yes, quite a bit to learn from you right now. And I am enriched actually and speechless.
I definitely I always appreciate the time to being able to share my story, and always look to see how people react to it. And it's always so awesome when you see a mix of reactions, to it.
Mhm. Any advice you would like to give to people because who are facing difficulty, especially?
I would say keep a positive mindset if you can. Keep those close to you that are willing to help you. Don't give up on your hopes and dreams, and always remember you are in control of your destiny, of your journey, and at the end of the day, everyone's destined to be successful. It's just you have to remember it doesn't happen overnight, but you will get there.
Absolutely. And with that note, like I would also like to add to whomsoever is listening to us that you can always listen to Mr. David and his podcast. He is a disability advocate and really a good speaker. And I will share the links along with the post so you can reach out to him and follow him on Instagram and elsewhere.
Thank, thank you so much for having me on the show. I really enjoyed our time and our conversation.
Thank you so much, Mr. David. And
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you so much.
thank you. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too. Be safe.
You too. Bye. All the best for your job.
Thank you so much.
This was our third guest, Mr. David Figueroa from Florida, USA. The journey of a young boy who was born the size of a mic to holding a mic has been incredible. The topsy turvy curve would not have made sense without the support of early caregivers and entire family. Losing his biological mom at a young age was devastating indeed. Having a new entry in the family, a stepmom, who actually stepped forward and embraced him as his own, is worth mentioning right now. I salute her for her sacrifice, unconditional support, guidance, and love. Thus, the journey of David began towards a great disability advocate and a motivational speaker. David also uses his platform to allow others, through his blog, Cerebral Palsy and Fitness, to share their stories of triumph and success, in a hope that others find the strength while they are listening and spread positivity within the disability community and elsewhere. David continued to spread the message that there is always hope no matter what obstacles you are faced with. And if you take your negativity in life and channelize it properly, you can transform it into something positive. You can become successful and work towards achieving your goals. His motto, "If I can do it, so can you." And with that, he has been moving ahead with a positive attitude and thereby spreading positivity. We all have heard him and his journey and his experience, which is inspirational in its own way. So let's join hand and spread the message across. On that note, I end the episode. Hope to see you in my next episode. Till then, take care and be safe. Bye.